Alright, good morning everyone. Here to do another shave. And this morning we're going back to purely Skinful. And this time it's going to be a sample of the deer tallow called Connoisseur. Now this one here has notes, cigar parlor notes of chocolate scented tobacco with other undertones of whiskey, rum, and tonka bean. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty damn awesome to me. So, it just comes in this little sample container. I pulled it out. Has the full ingredients on the back. As well as some directions. And then a little label sticker on the front here. So, that's kind of cool. Gives you a little bit of directions, maybe if you're unfamiliar. So I got it placed in my Lancaster bowl here. What I like about this too is it has this little rubber grip here. It's kind of hard to, tell from here, but it has this rubber grip that it kind of helps it grip wise. Anyhow, so I got the puck pressed into the bottom here. Kind of get that up for you. And if you can see on it, let me pull it out for a second because this is kind of cool. She has her logo stamped into the soap sample. That's pretty cool. It's rather soft. I can feel it squish in my hands. So, my lather today, my shave brush, is going to be this nice bird's eye maple with the ivory topper from that darn rub. So a nice little custom brush here. And then I got this AP Shave Co. 28mm SynBad synthetic knot. Awesome. I put this in there myself. It was the first knotting I ever did. And I did an alright job. There was a little bit of there's a tiny little bit of glue. I don't know if you could see it. Tiny little bit that just came out just ever so slightly. No big deal though, it still looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that in the water. Since it's a synthetic, I don't need to soak it or anything. I'm going to go ahead and dip that in the water, wring some of it out, and we'll get started here. Now I don't know how well this is going to work, we'll just give it a shot, and if we could make something happen, we'll do it, and if we can't, we'll change techniques here. But it looks, the puck's sliding around, but it looks like I'm definitely getting some soap off of it, so that's good. Maybe this will turn into a face lather. Maybe it will remain a bowl lather. Well, actually, let's try to make this a face lather. I normally bowl lather, and see if I could just load up on here. And we'll give my face lathering skills a little bit of practice since I don't face lather all the time. So let's try to get a good amount of soap on here, since I don't face lather very often. And we will give it a crack. Alright. So there's my load. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Go ahead and wet the face here. I've been feeling fine for days now, but I still got that little cough sticking with me. I don't know what the hell. Just holding on. Alright. Let's see how rusty I am. Definitely a little thick right now. Let's not waste no time. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Maybe a hair more. yeah. Something is happening. Still seems a bit dry, but we are definitely improving. Kind of nice to get in a face lather once in a while. I always bowl lather all the time, just in an effort to preserve my soaps. A lot of people load out of their soap pucks right out of the tub, and they never have any issues. Their entire the entire time that they own them, their whole collection is spotless, and they never get no mold, they never get no weird stuff happening. But I'm not really willing to take that risk as much. Still feel like I could add more water. Especially when I applied it to the cheek there, I could see how dry it was. On the neck, it seems pretty good. Let me just put a little water up here. But yeah, I'm not willing to take that risk. You know, a lot of people can get away with it perfectly fine. They've never had an issue with it, but I spent my hard-earned money on these soaps, and I'm not willing to take that risk. So I bowl lather. I scoop out my soap with a little bit of with a spoon. I'm trying to get some more off the ridges of this bowl. I'm not sure my load was heavy enough, but I do think it's good enough to get started. So I'm going to be using my Gillette Slim Adjustable here, and this is in rose gold as well as a nice charcoal dark gray black. So really nice razor here. And I got a Gillette Nasset blade in it on like its 3rd or 4th use, and I got it on setting 5. If my lighting was any better. Alright, so let's give this a go. Pass 1 with the grain. The scent on this, I'm gonna say, is kind of light. Probably a 4 out of 5. Maybe even, not 4 out of 5, 4 out of 10. Maybe even a 3 out of 10. It's there. It's not very prominent. Now this might not be the case at all with the full puck. I know samples are kind of notorious to kind of be a little bit on the lighter side. But definitely when you get up in there, you can appreciate the scent. I definitely get like the chocolate notes. I wouldn't say it's like overly chocolatey or even gourmand at all. I feel like there's enough other stuff going on. feel like it's almost a little earthy. Now that might be like the whole cigar parlor note type vibe. But I feel like it's a little earthy. It's got like this chocolate to it. Definitely kind of the rum bourbon. There is a hint of that, like that characteristic of like alcohol warmth. Yeah, but it's actually pretty damn nice. All right, let's get a little moisture back on the face and we'll lather up for pass 2. The scent's definitely nice. It's enjoyable. I personally like soaps at least at mid-level, if not, 6, 7 out of 10. I actually wouldn't really even complain if I enjoyed the scent if it was just like a fucking bomb right out, like full 10 out of 10. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I know some people don't. So, or actually probably a good portion wouldn't want 10 out of 10. So anything from 5 out of 10 to 10 out of 10, I'm alright with. I just don't really like it on the light side. That said, what I do get out of this sample, I am enjoying. So, and also, like I said, if I were to have a full puck, this might be a totally different experience because I know samples are known to have a little bit less of scent strength. I'm going to get a little bit more on here because I obviously underloaded, and that's no fault of the soap sample, I'm sure. I'm sure that's on me because of my inexperience with face lathering. So we got some more on there, and it looks like we got enough for multiple passes in that bowl. I could just see the raw lather on the sides where it's just kind of dense because it's underhydrated. So I know if I were to take that puck out and just start bowl lathering with what's on the sides, I probably have enough for 5-6 passes. It's just, the problem is that lather's on the side of my bowl and not in my knot. Now, as far as the base goes, I was super excited to see deer tallow as an ingredient. Now, I'm normally not like on the hype train for exotic ingredients. I care way more about the fragrance than I do the soap base, because chances are the soap base is gonna be just fine these days. It'll be perfectly serviceable to get a good shave. But in this case, I was excited about the deer tallow because I'm actually a sportsman. You know, I hunt every year with my family. And seeing as I've hunted ever since I was about 10 years old for deer, just seeing this as an ingredient and knowing that you know, the kill's not going to waste. You know, another facet of the remains are being used responsibly. That's pretty cool. And I gotta say, it is pretty smooth. It is quite slick. It seems to be maintaining a rather low structure, but it has a decent density to it and all the slickness you'll ever need to get a good shave. Yeah. Let me just get this little neckline here. The slim adjustable seems to be doing all right. I like it. It goes, the settings are 1 through 9. I usually keep it on 5. I know it's an adjustable, but I don't do a whole hell of a lot of adjusting. I find a setting that I like. It's usually right at mid or a notch above mid. Like in this case, it's 5. And I usually just stick with that. Well, that feels pretty good. Let's get a further inspection here. Yeah, dang. I think we got her. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off. Yeah, so pretty good. A lot better than my shave stick trial that I did the other day with her bear tallow base. Another exotic ingredient. But yeah, that shave stick one didn't go so well. I couldn't get enough product on the face to get a good lather. That's probably me. Like I was inexperienced with the shave stick as well. But we'll figure it out. This one went much better. I was able to get a lather, even though I didn't load enough. That's on me. See, when I bowl lather, I have a general idea. I have this little sample spoon that I got from a Baskin-Robbins ice cream place. And I just pull out enough soap until I fill up that little sample spoon. It's like, it's about the size of an almond. And often I'll even put just a little bit more than that. Better safe than sorry, especially when you got soap to spare. So when I bowl lather, there's a real sense of consistency. Because I'm pretty much using the same amount no matter what. Which, you know, some soap bases are going to require a little bit more soap. Some will take less soap. And that's all stuff that I, you know, keep up here. But like this face lathering, there's always a degree of it's not as consistent. Like you're not pulling out. Here's my little sample spoon from Baskin-Robbins. That's the real star of the show. This is high quality, high end, right up there with Wolfman razors. This is the kind of quality that you need in your shave den. A scoop like this for your bowl lathering. But as you can see, it's about an almond size. That's what I put in there, and that's consistent when I bowl lather. But when you're doing that, when you're just loading up in the tub, I feel like there's a lot of factors that can throw that inconsistency in. Variables, you know? Like, a lot of people time it like, all right, I'm going to do 20 seconds, 30 seconds. They're lathering, but there could be a different consistency of pressure you put. You know, you're putting more pressure, you're probably digging out more product. You know, you put a little bit less, might not be getting the same amount of product. You know, if you're using different knot materials, synthetic, badger, boar, horse, you might, those different materials might be picking different amounts up out of the tub, you know. But if you're scooping it out before any of those variables are included, it's like there's a tremendous amount of consistency in that. You're using the same amount no matter what, you know what I mean? Now, it might not be the fucking end-all be-all of a shave, but it could be the difference between underloading and having enough, like in this scenario, you know. Now, I could have just went until I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had enough. You know, I could have sat there and loaded for a long-ass time. But I don't really want to burn through soap if I don't have to, you know. Anyhow, I feel like that's enough on that. My immediate post-shave is about average. It feels moisturized, but not more than like normal, you know. My skin feels good, but it doesn't feel like this is gonna be a long lasting. If I didn't use a post shave, this doesn't feel like it would last me a couple hours after my shave on its own merits. Luckily, this free sample got included. Now, this is a sample of the Witch Hazel and Aloe aftershave lotion in the High Roller scent. Now, I believe this is probably one of her more popular scents. I've seen this one out and about in the YouTube world. And this one, the scent description says, it's poker night and the stakes are high. Well-aged bourbon, a diverse fusion of masculine cologne and premium cigars, diffusing their scent into the room. Alright, so that sounds good, and it sounds like it will complement this nicely, hopefully. So you can see it's in this kind of, I don't think this is plastic, it might be some sort of like Teflon or something. But let's rip this open. It has these little tabs on the side. Rip this open, and we will try to get some of this aftershave going. It's got kind of like this milky but not overly viscous quality to it. You can see it's it's not super runny. It's kind of like in between a normal like hand lotion and a heavier balm. It's a rather lightweight. Oh man. Now this actually has a pretty substantial scent strength. Probably 7 out of 10. Holy crap. And it's nice. Damn. I perhaps made a mistake. Yeah, this is nice. Alright, so this one definitely has more of the kind of alcohol warmth, but it actually kind of encapsulates a cigar a little bit, which is kind of rare. Oh man, I'd hate this late in the video to start a whole new rant, but it's kind of rare to get a real cigar fragrance. I know I've mentioned this before in one of my earlier videos, but a lot of times when you reference tobacco or cigars in the fragrance world, it's actually not like an earthy, spicy, kind of barnyard aroma that you would get with an actual cigar. Most of the time when they talk about cigars or tobacco or humidor or Maduro or something in the fragrance world, it's almost always tobacco leaf or tobacco flower or stuff like that. And that's like a lot fresher than actual cigars. Like if you were to put a stick up to your nose, you know, or even in the action of smoking. So this is actually, it has that earthiness, that spiciness, and then like that alcohol warmth. This is actually really nice. Yeah, and it has a decent scent strength. I wonder how long this is going to stick around. This is a balm, not a splash. Wow, I'm impressed. And my face feels a lot better now. Like the moisturization jumped up a couple notches. For sure. Yeah, that's nice. All right. That was a good end to that shave. So let me wrap up pretty quickly here. Connoisseur. Nice scent. I wish it was a little stronger. Might just be the sample size. I don't know. Lancaster bowl. That darn Rob handle with a AP Shave Co. SynBad synthetic knot. I used my Delta Echo Razorworks custom Gillette Slim Adjustable in the rose gold and charcoal with a Gillette Nasset blade. And the star of the show and my prized possession here, my Baskin Robbins soap scooper. Very high quality. All right, that's the shave for me. Have a good day, you guys. We're close to the weekend, so I'll catch another shave then. Until then, though, cheers and peace.